There we go. Hello, everybody. We're back for a Meet the Actor. This time, I am again with
Rakefet
Abergel.
Rakefet Abergel. Rakefet.
Yes, I'll let you say your own name from now on. Just for.
I love saying it. It's great. You can call me Kef. That's easier.
Oh, now you tell me. Now we're in the second interview. Now,
now I'm an actor and I'm more laid back. When I'm a director and a producer, you have to call me by my name, my proper name.
Okay. Yes. as you just mentioned, we did do a Meet the Filmmaker one. So if you watch this one and you want to see more of her, there's that as well.
You are really bored.
Not very good at selling yourself, are you?
I'm good at selling myself. That didn't come off.
Yeah, let's move on from that before it goes into something else.
Keep moving.
So, your first question is, how did you first get into acting?
I was younger than filmmaking. When I was a kid, I grew up in LA, and there was a lot of kids that were actually actors on TV and stuff in my class, at camp, whatever. And I've always just wanted to perform from when I was really little. And so I begged and begged my parents to let me do it. And they were like, no, you're not going to be a child actor, and we're not going to schlep you around the city, and that's not happening. But we will give you acting lessons and singing lessons and whatever lessons you want to take to build your skills. And then when you can take yourself to auditions, you can do whatever you want. So they supported me by helping me do that. But I didn't professionally act until after college. I came back and I was a background performer / extra, and to get my SAG card, and I did, and then I got a part on My Name is Earl, and then the rest is history after that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So let's break the next question into a couple of pieces then. So the next question is, what was your first role? So let's go with your first bit part, as in you got your first speaking role in a film, whether that's just, or TV series, whatever, just a couple of words. Your first major role. So there you go. That's your questions now.
I was like, is there something after that?
Oh, maybe in a minute. We'll see how we go.
When you play two roles in the same movie. So my first one line, no, it was two or maybe 2 lines or 3 lines, was on My Name is Earl on NBC. And I got to work with Jason Lee, which was so cool. And my major role hasn't happened yet. No. Well, I've been a guest star on a few things. So I guess the most kind of like good meaty things that I've gotten to do in the mainstream that wasn't something I made myself. Shameless, not the UK version, obviously the American version. I had a guest star on that, and also iCarly, I had a guest star on Nickelodeon, which was amazing. And I guess those are like the 2 biggest things. And then the first movie that mattered, at least, that I did was Superbad, I guess. And I had no credit, so they gave me, and I don't think they had very much money anyway, so I didn't get paid that much to do it, but it's I'm so glad I got to do it.
Well, I was going to say that's the thing that people might remember you from.
Well, that's the thing that everybody remembers me from, and it sucks because, like, I probably looked the worst I've ever looked in my entire life. I was like the palest, the heaviest. I was just like the ugliest I've ever looked in my whole life. And it is in the biggest movie in the last, 20 years, at least, that I've been in. And that's how I will forever be encapsulated on film. Not how I looked in just anything else.
There's no way to segue from that, so I'm just going to move on.
I'm sorry.
How long have you been doing it?
how long have I been acting? I mean, I guess since 97, so however long that is, 23 years.
Nearly quarter of a century.
Yeah, pretty much as long as I was a smoker for, and I quit this week. So it sounded worse when it was like, oh, you've been smoking for 24 years. That sounds bad. But when you're like, I've been acting for 24 years, that sounds this is going really well.
Well, one of the things you didn't mention is whether it was a bit part or not. You didn't mention Third Rock from the Sun, which of course a lot of people would have.
I didn't really have a speaking role on that. I was a background in a few episodes of Third Rock, and which was cool because just to be there, and I was a huge fan of the show. I did say something like in a crowd scene one time, like "no" or I don't know, something silly. But of course, when you're in the crowd scene, they don't pay you like you're a real speaker, and so you don't get credited like that. So it's there on my IMDb because at one point it was all I had. Thankfully, it's gotten a little bit better since then.
Well, yeah, she said nearly 25 years now, so that's it. You must be doing something right.
I guess. I if I were making money doing it, I would be really more happy about it.
Well, you don't know what will happen on in the future, which kind of lenses into the next one, which is what have you worked on as an actress, currently working on as an actress, and plan to work on as an actress or an actor, depending on how you would like to be known.
Oh, sometimes an actor when I'm being serious, which is like almost never. Currently, nothing really, because nothing's happening. Although I've been in discussions about doing some things that are like kind of Zoom enabled, but God, I hope that's not our new norm because it's already getting old. Although it does make just everything easier, the shooting and everything. But anyway, I've been in a lot of stuff. I was on New Girl. I was on Zeke and Luther on Disney XD. I was in Bella and the Bulldogs. I did Just Go With It with Adam Sandler. I played his sister. Adam, if you want to call me to be in a movie again, and you're watching this, because I'm sure you are, then please call me. I still look like your sister.
Why is this turned into a dating video?
It's not a dating video. I'm not trying to date Adam Sandler. I want him to hire me. I actually am in a scene in that movie with his wife, who's a lovely, beautiful woman, and I definitely wouldn't be trying to step on toes. But yes. Anyway, why is it dating all of a sudden?
Anyway. It just reminded me of those weird sort of 80s, 90s videos. Hi, I'm such and such, and I'm looking for it. And that's what it reminded me of.
For the record, I am single, and nobody's around, and I can't leave the house. So this is a good time to put that out there.
Freeze frame. Okay, now you've
I don't know, yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing in the future either. So hopefully dating Adam Sandler.
That's what I was gonna say that, but you know, if you beat me to it. You just don't know what the future will hold for you, do you?
Thank you.
So, what advice do you have for upcoming actors and people wanting to get in the film industry? So, as this is from a actor's perspective,
right? My first answer is always just don't do it.
Well, thanks for that. We'll move on now.
But that's not the answer you want to hear. So, and I wouldn't have taken no, don't do it as an answer either, because I was told that, and that's no. If it matters to you, I would say that's really the important part. If you cannot imagine yourself doing anything else, then go for it. But if you can, then might not be the best path. Only because it's difficult. There's a lot of rejection. You don't get to like do what you love as much as you want to. You're like shooting headshots, and you're going to auditions, and you're driving in traffic in the middle of on 5 o'clock on a Friday and trying to go an hour from one place in LA to another. But I would say on a positive side of it is find out, I don't know. Don't listen to everybody's advice because not everybody knows what they're talking about. And don't pay people for their advice either because you can get advice for free. And the people you're paying for advice are also paid somebody else to get advice, and then they're just like regurgitating it back to you. So be careful with the scams. People really like to go after actors for some reason because I think they know we're super insecure. I don't know. Scientology is like, they love us. But yeah, this has gotten political. I would say if you want to be an actor, if you want to be an actor, then take acting classes and get good at it, and don't assume that you are already. And even if you were the star in your high school play, doesn't mean that you're a good actor or that you're ready to be on screen, which is a totally different kind of acting. I was trained in theater, and when I got into like movies and TV, it became I was like, oh, it's not the same. Like you had to really tone it down. There were different, like little things were big things. And so take an on-camera class if that's what you're trying to do. And I don't know, you just can't give up, and you have to expect that you're probably going to be struggling financially and in every way for a long time, and you need a backup. You need a backup job. Have a backup job, a really, really good backup job.
Well, I think you sold acting very well there.
I was gonna say, well, I'm trying. You know what? The pool is too crowded right now, and if I can thin it out a little bit, especially if you're a dark-haired, chubby Jewish girl, it is not for you. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm totally kidding.
I
was in my house alone for like weeks. So
is this the first interaction you've had?
It feels like it. It feels like it, doesn't it? It is the first interaction I've had in like at least 10 days, like face to face with somebody, sort of. Besides my cat.
Yeah, you can't get much out of a cat, really, can you?
No, but I promise you, this will be the most entertaining video that you've ever had.
Well, talking of entertaining, this isn't one of the questions, but I did briefly mention it in the Meet the Filmmaker one I did for you. You used to do stand-up.
Yes, I did. I used to do stand-up comedy for a long time, and I'm going to be returning soon, hopefully, if I can get my set together. But yes, I was told if I did stand-up that I would get a part on a TV show in a sitcom or something, and that was the way in to being a more seen actor. And having done casting in my career as well, I know that we went a lot to improvisers and stand-ups to find people for roles. So I never wanted to be a stand-up again. I never wanted to be a horror director either, but here we are. I'm a stand-up and a horror director. And what was my point with that? Oh, I didn't want to do stand-up for the sake of stand-up, which is why I usually end up stopping every couple of years that I try it, because it's a hard life, and it might be worse than acting because, you're up all night, you're waiting to go on set for on stage for like 3 minutes. There's a lot of people. It's difficult. And if you don't really, really want it, just like the acting, you have to if you don't really, really want it, you're not going to succeed because you're going to give up because it's hard. It's hard. And honestly, anything, acting and stand-up, I would say, are two things that, unlike other careers, most careers, if you work really hard and you're good at what you do, eventually you're going to succeed. You're going to climb the ladder, you're going to make partner, you're going to get a promotion, or you're going to whatever. Acting and stand-up, it doesn't matter if you're the best. It doesn't matter if you work the hardest at getting yourself out there, and it doesn't matter. Not to say that it doesn't matter, but that's not going to guarantee your success. There's a bit of just luck to it. There just is. And you just have to be prepared for when that luck hits. So get yourself as prepared as possible and be ready, and be ready with your talent, be ready to work hard. And then when that luck hits, then you're there. Nobody's an overnight success. I really hate when people say that, because no, they just got noticed. They've been working their ass off for 25 years and you didn't know who they were. So to you, it's overnight, but they've been going to auditions and this is their 4,000th audition and they finally got this part and now you know who they are. So when everybody knows who I am, this is gonna go viral because it's ridiculous. I don't mean to be negative. I'm very realistic.
That's what I was about to say. You're not being negative. You're being realistic about how things go.
I could be yes, follow your dreams, and and it's no, yes, follow your dreams, but be prepared along the way for obstacles. And I think the more resilient of a person you are, the more successful you are. If you're super resilient, you will be successful eventually. If you're not, you're not. There's Hollywood is full of people who work in every aspect of the business who are all used to be actors and we're no, it's just too hard. It's just too much, or it's too demeaning, or it's too demoralizing, or it's too whatever it is. And they're I'm going to go into production or development or casting or whatever. And maybe that's where they find their niche and they're happier there. I guess I'm kind of doing it too, because I'm going into the director filmmaker world and kind of abandoning a lot of the acting stuff. But yeah, just hire me.
Is that something you prefer to be going to then, behind the camera as opposed to being in front of?
Prefer not really. But as I've been told by my mentor and various people I really respect, I have so much more control over my career trajectory as anything but an actor. As a writer, as a director, as a producer, I just have a little bit more control over something happening for me. Whereas actors, you're essentially just waiting to be hired.
Yeah.
Yes, writers are waiting to sell their script and directors are waiting to get a job, but there are things you can just make happen for yourself. And acting is a little bit more complicated. And you have to be a writer, director, producer to even try to make something happen for yourself as an actor. And then you end up becoming just that. And the acting thing you just don't have time for. Then you just cry into your cereal in the morning and wonder, no, I'm just kidding.
That's become a therapy video.
I don't even eat cereal.
So the cereal bit was a joke, but the crying was definitely not.
The crying was real.
It's so real.
That's real. I cry a lot, but it's good. It's good as an actor also to keep your emotions close, because when you need them, in Boo, I bawl in one scene. I'm bawling, and those are real producer tears. I'm tired and I'm stressed, and all of that tears pushed behind, obviously, me feeling the emotion of what's going on in the scene and the character, which is obviously very close to me because I wrote it. So, but yes.
Your final question is...
Exhausted. Yes.
Your final question is, a bit like the Milk Filmmaker one, is promote yourself, channel, website, whatever. I will say to people, I don't know if this is on your own YouTube channel, but they can find your comedy stuff, or at least some of your comedy stuff, on the YouTube.
There is some, yeah, if you search my name, you'll find some comedy stuff on YouTube, which are attached to my actual channel. I don't have a specific YouTube name channel because I don't have a lot of subscribers, so subscribe. I'll put stuff up there. Don't they do that? And subscribe.
It's over here.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah. God, so unprofessional. It's over here.
I don't know. But yes, I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, it's just Rakefet Abergel is my fan page. Slash Rakefet Abergel or slash Boo short film is for Boo. Slash Jackson Love is for Jackson Love. Slash Cyclamen Films. Instagram at Kef827, KEF827, and at Cyclamen Films. I'm also on Twitter, but Twitter is just a regurgitated Instagram because I just have it post to Twitter. I don't actually post on Twitter. I can't. I'm only one person. How am I supposed to do everything?
You've got plenty of time.
When I'm famous, I'm hiring a social media manager, and that's it.
Just a social media manager, nothing else.
I mean, I need that for sure because that's like 7 jobs all in one. I run like 5 Facebook pages, 4 groups, 3 Instagrams, 4 Twitters, blah, 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 website. I'm trying to write. I'm a teacher. I want to be a stand-up,
And you said you got nothing to do. You got plenty of stuff to do. What are you on about?
I have a lot to do. Just haven't spoken to another human in a long time.
Well, it's been an entertaining interview.
No, don't leave me.
we can talk in a minute. It's fine.
Have you seen my movies? I have abandonment issues, Peter. Abandonment issues.
All
right, fine. You can go. It's late there.
Well, thank you for your time. We will carry on talking in a moment. Say bye-bye to everybody.